And we are waiting for the stream to go live. Let me just make sure I have all of my. I was checking it out. I have everything in front of me. I feel kind of really on edge because my laptop is in the boys' room, and I don't like.
Yeah, okay.
I
Oh, we're live.
Oh, hello, welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast. This is episode crap. Is it 363? I think. Is it? Tell me if I'm correct. Yeah, 263.
It could be. I
It
mean,
could
I
be.
have
I
different
think that's
numbers in
what
our show notes, but
uh,
let's.
I think that's what I have in the what do you call
In
this
the
thing?
description,
In the
I
description.
think you
Yeah.
might not have changed, right?
Oh, in the
Because it says
description. Oh, let me update it.
261. It should be
Let's
different
update
there.
that. Yeah, I haven't updated that for like weeks. So let's just update that. Perfect. Now it says the right thing, so that's good.
Good stuff.
So
There we go.
it's good to be back. It's good to be here in the, I guess you can call it the trenches. Are we in the trenches? I think we're in the trenches.
This is a bit of being in the trenches, you know. It depends on what topic we talk about, I guess, but it's quite chill trenches, and it's only like what do we shoot, like feathers or something like that. It's very soft.
If I seem distracted to anyone, it's because I'm trying to move windows around in OBS because the chat window is in a position that I don't want it in. So I'm trying to fit everything in a way that I can actually see everything because I'm not seeing everything. So yeah. All right, I think that's one of the things I've been liking about OBS is because of the fact that I've been streaming a bit more now. It's being able to sort of like, you know, like tweak certain things to get it exactly the way you want it. I'm liking that about OBS. You know, I mean, it sounds like I know nothing about OBS and I've never used the damn thing, but I have, and you know.
Yeah, of course you have. But it's interesting when we talk about that because, like many years ago, when I started to use OBS and streaming, I used OBS.
Mm-hmm.
But then when, you know, as you said, when Streamlabs came around, then I used that for a couple of years, but I didn't have the same strength of a PC that I have now, which and it's quite a big difference when it comes to performance between just a plain normal OBS Studio and Streamlabs, because of course, if you aren't used to use such a software, it can be good because it's easy to set up. But it's worthwhile to learn OBS because then you can really customize, and also, you know, it's not that demanding on your CPU and everything compared to, well, the Streamlabs version. But it depends on.
Yeah, definitely. It is. I again, apologies if I seem distracted. I'm multitasking. Yeah. Literally most of what I was doing before we started was running up and down the house trying to figure out how I was gonna sort out the boys with Tele and like figure out their Tele essentially. But I came down to one solution, which is I will leave my laptop in their room and I will give Xavi instructions to close my laptop as soon as the episode of what they're watching is finished, which is Pokemon. As soon as it's finished, just close my laptop and Ty will go to bed. So that way, by the time I'm finished the podcast, I'll just go up to their room and just take my laptop. I don't want anyone touching my laptop and moving it because somehow things break with the boys and then they're like, Dad, I'm sorry. I don't need any.
Exactly.
I don't need any I'm sorries. I just need just close it and leave it exactly where it is, and I will do the rest. But I kid you not, I am nervous right now. I'm so nervous because I don't like leaving my stuff with them because they're not the most careful lads. You know, my things break. So
I hope it's gonna be in one piece after the podcast.
Fingers crossed. Fingers very much crossed. But to your point about OBS, traditional OBS is what I would think is better than Streamlabs. I think Streamlabs is very convenient. It's very simple and straightforward. But there's a cost that comes with it. Initially, when it came out, it didn't have a cost. It was just like you could just use it. And I think there were certain aspects of it that you could pay for, but like a lot of the features were available for free. And then obviously they've, you know, advanced it to a point where it's got a subscription model now, and a lot of features are just locked behind a paywall. And I came back to OBS recently. I think we spoke about this. And coming back to OBS, and it's just been like, oh my God, OBS is so much better. Like, standard OBS, there's so much I can do. There's you know, it does take a little bit of extra work. You have to come in and do a few things manually, but it's night and day. It's night and day how
Yeah,
much
yeah,
better standard OBS is to Streamlabs OBS. So,
yeah. It has also improved over the years. There's some good plugins now also when it comes to the
yes.
standard OBS.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, I used foremost also after I went over or back to the normal OBS.
Mm-hmm.
I was still using annotations and that kind of stuff through Streamlabs.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually changed that too. A couple of years ago, I started to use Stream Elements instead.
Mm-hmm.
And to be
Okay.
honest with you, I think they have been better. I think at least for me, because I heard there was quite a lot of streams that they talked about that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. So yeah, I'm using Stream Element stuff like when it comes to my my things, when it comes to annotations and
I think I'm doing the
yeah.
same. I think mine is prime is also Stream Elements as well. I think that's what
Oh,
I'm
is it?
using.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm using the same.
Mm.
And it works. Like I say standard OBS is really good. Like one of the plugins that I got recently that is so amazing is that I can multi-stream. So I can stream to multiple platforms at the same time. And that to me is so cool. Like being able to go in and stream to multiple platforms, but also being able to have different profiles and settings and everything for different streams in the same software, just changing profile and scenes, and it just working. I think initially with
Yeah.
OBS, I don't think it worked pretty well. Like I think when I used to set scenes up and things, some things it used to break and some things wouldn't work sometimes. But right now, the version of OBS that's out right now, because I'm on 31.12, which is I think is the most current version
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe. Um, it works. Like when I stream
Mm.
eFootball, all my settings, where I want to stream to, all that just works. And then when I do
Yeah.
That Beautiful Life, everything just works. And I don't have to come in
Yeah.
and change anything. Everything just works. And it's open source. There's no paying for anything. There's no
Mm.
subscription. If you use Streamlabs, I said it's worth some time to invest into trying to get to understand OBS. It's not as difficult as it used to be. And again, there are
No.
plugins and there are tutorials on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. It's just worth investing into just getting OBS because it is better. It is. I
Yeah,
think
I agree.
I think standard OBS is better, and you save
Yeah.
yourself a lot of money.
Mm.
Especially if you're just getting started. Because having the multi-stream plugin, Roger, it is perfect. You pick one platform, you stream to that platform first, and then you can choose whichever platform you want to start streaming on after, and it works seamlessly. I've done YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the exact same time, and it was seamless, absolutely seamless, and so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to
Oh,
use current OBS. But anyway, that's not why people are here. People aren't here for
no.
OBS. They're here for us to chat about our weeks, our games that we're playing, the stuff that we're watching, all that kind of leveler.
Yes.
So Raj, you had an amazing week, and also I need to kind of like do some busy work in the background while you tell us about this amazing week, which is basically me just sharing the link and stuff. But anyway,
Okay.
anyway, the point is
Yeah, that's
is
important. Yeah,
that
yeah. Go ahead.
is that you've had an amazing week, and I want to know what you did this week, and I'm sure the people watching and listening want to know what you did this week. So let's get to it. How
Yeah.
was the week? What have you been up to?
Now it's been good. It's been good. As I told you, the week that we're in right now is the last week of our vacation
Mm-hmm,
when it comes to the whole family, so to say.
mm-hmm,
So what we did is that I think I mentioned it the last podcast that we booked a trip, or not a trip actually. It's a hotel
mm-hmm,
that is situated in a city called Västerås, which is like one of the middle-sized cities.
mm-hmm,
Here in Sweden, the biggest cities are, well, Stockholm and Gothenburg and Malmö.
mm-hmm,
That's like the three biggest. And then you have, as often in different countries, these quite a few of these middle-sized cities.
mm-hmm,
And Västerås is one of them. The good thing is it's not a far ride. It takes like 1.5 hours to go there. So there's a cool hotel there, and we got to know about it because it's situated in the same building where there's also a really really nice adventure bath, with cool water rides and those kind of things.
mm-hmm,
I remember when that opened quite a few years ago. Me and Adam and Isaac were there. We were early birds trying that out, and then at that point of time, the hotel wasn't ready
mm-hmm,
built, so to say. It was, again, this is an old factory building, or a complex of factory buildings together. That was like a steam engine factory. It started, I think it was built in 1913, so it's
mm-hmm,
quite old. So what they've done is they've restored it, and in 2017 the actual hotel was ready. And the cool thing what they've done when it comes to design, they kept like the uh, structures and the steel bars going through the buildings, through the rooms and everything, with a touch of this industrial, environment, which looks really, really good. So that also means that you have that all through the building, like from the reception and the floors downstairs, but also all the way up, because this is an 18 floor high building. It has, I think it's like divided into different parts. So there were elevators at least at three places. So you got to know which one to take if you're gonna get to your room. But I think it's like 262 rooms altogether, 263. So quite big. Some restaurants and also some really nice. What I found out is that it's not only good for like a family coming there that might have kids, maybe smaller kids, because that was the case too, due to the adventure bath and everything. They also have a spa department and everything. But also, I mean, like us, we're four adults apparently. Since my sons are so old
Apparently.
now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the cool thing is, they had we played some table tennis one evening. We wanted to go with the pool table, but I was busy all the time. But they also had a small cinema actually in the hotel. So one of the evenings when we came back, one of the evenings, this was only one. We only stayed one night. What am I saying? So we came back late. I got to talk about what we did, but we no, actually I can say that we had a dinner in the city. We went to the city, not far, just maybe 1.5 kilometers walk, pretty nice. I've been there before. I've actually played concerts there quite a few times at the concert hall and obviously, but yeah, so I saw like I was checking restaurants, and there was a place like a nice place that we found and had a good dinner. So when we came back, we went up to there's like at the top floor. There's also a bar, really nice, with good, like apparently 18th floor, so it's a good view over like the city and everything. This is situated by the sea, by the harbor, by the way. So after that, we sat down in this mini cinema, like maybe 50 seats or 40 seats with like nice sofas and those kind of chairs, like sitting with pillows, watching Singing in the Rain back from the 50s, with Gene Kelly. And that was just. And then I realized that the woman, and I forget names all the time, that is like um, also one of the stars in the movie, is actually Carrie Fisher's mom. Uh, and I can't really recall her name now, but that was so cool because I mean I've seen older movies before from this era,
Yeah.
like Fred Astaire and all that stuff, but I have to say it's such good how do you say handicraft, because I mean, they didn't have so advanced technique to start with, but they knew what they did, and they were really good at building up a story. And we talked about this like dialogues, and the acting is really good. But the thing is, a movie like that is almost like I would say it's more like a musical, because they not only talk, they also sing and dance. Amazing dancers. So that was yeah, it was really nice. We sat there and had a good time. But again, the hotel is really cool. It was definitely worth it. We got a good price by the booking we did also online. And the funny thing though, when we arrived there, like what is it today? It's Thursday. That must be in Tuesday evening, right? Yeah. Then that there was a warning in the south part of Sweden or the west coast that there was a storm coming in. It's been in Europe. I don't remember the name. Doesn't matter. Ivan, maybe, I don't know. But it wasn't supposed to be that strong where we went. But when Adam opened the door, like climbing out from the car, getting out of the car, his sunglasses flew away
Wow.
immediately. That's how strong the wind was. I had a problem closing the door to the car, I was like, ugh. So we just got in, put the bags, got our keys, and then we had to park the car. And since they were still actually fixing things for like upgrading parts of the hotel and also outside, because as I said, this was an area with like factories and everything, so we couldn't park the car there as usual. We had to go to a parking house nearby, and the wind almost blew us away. But no, overall it was really really nice. So we were up late. I think we got to bed really late between Tuesday and Wednesday. So I knew we would get home a bit later, and that's also why I wrote can we podcast today, because I was so tired.
You need your rest, bro. You need your
Yeah,
rest.
yeah, we were, because also what we did after we checked out on Wednesday yesterday, we went to the adventure bath department, because I mean it's just a door from the hotel into the next building. So I took it a bit easy. I've been there before, I said, and now when I have a bit of this still problem with my injury, I didn't really want to stress it too hard going, fast through these tubes of water and everything. But Annalie tried it out because she wasn't there, those years ago when I was there with the boys. But a good time overall. We've had good food and really nice experience overall. So it's called the funny thing is that it's called the Steam Hotel. So of course, me and Adam and Isaac made some jokes, of course, about Steam and that the hotel was owned by
This is
Gabe.
owned by Gabe.
Yeah, of course. But great breakfast, really, really good. It was good class, when it comes to the actual hotel, for sure. Definitely worth it. So
You know
nice
what?
day. Yeah.
If breakfast is good, then pretty much that's the peak of everything. Because I think for me, when it comes to ranking, like most important meals or most favorite meals, breakfast is up there. Because I could skip lunch.
Absolutely.
I could
No, but it's
easily
true.
skip lunch,
Yeah.
but having a good breakfast, oh my! Like when I think about like for example, when I think about every place I've traveled to and where I've been and all that kind of stuff, I think about the breakfasts. Like in Trinidad and Tobago, it's doubles. I just think about going out there, having the doubles in the morning. When I think about Sweden, I think about eggs in the morning with some
Oatmeal
some
probably, right?
oatmeal and having some coffee and a little bit of that flatbread we'd have with the musme on it,
Yeah,
so
yeah. There you go.
that's how I think about it. When I think about Poland, I think about sausages and eggs and what would we usually have in the morning? We'd have bread. We'd have, because every Polish table is bread. So there's this sort of salad they make. It's like with potatoes and vegetables. They call it like a vegetable salad and mayo and stuff like that. You'd have some of that in the morning, and it's cold and nice.
Yeah, right,
and,
right.
and you'd have some herbato, which is tea. So every place I've been to, every place I've traveled to, whether it's Malta, whether it's even here in the UK and so forth, breakfast is the meal I think about the most. And so if speaking about this trip that you've been on, the breakfast was peak, then that makes it great.
No, but it's true. That it's definitely. I mean, of course, because that was of course a thing for me also when I was traveling on a regular basis during my touring. The breakfast was always like, I mean, sometimes you knew that the hotel maybe didn't have that great breakfast, and it was
Yeah.
always like, oh, well, I'm gonna have breakfast, but okay. but this was really exceptionally good, which was expected because the whole hotel has that kind of vibe. And again, the rooms are really they were great. It was really beautifully designed, and as I said, it was in the style of the actual building, like following the nuances and this dark environment of former like working spaces and whatnot. So that was cool, actually. That was really nice. But yeah, that was that. Now we're back home here, and Annalie is actually away. She's listening she's at Stockholm Stadium,
Oh.
listening to Robbie Williams.
Oh.
Yeah, she has this app where she can sometimes get really really good offers, like for a concert or museum or whatever have you. And she got that like a week ago. So yeah, she's there. Isaac is away. He's gonna come home soon though. He's watching Fantastic Four with some friends on yeah. So
Everyone's up to something. Everyone's doing something. Everyone's doing their
yeah,
thing, and that's cool.
it's nice.
It's
Yeah, it's
very
nice as it
it's very
should be.
very
I
cool.
mean, yeah.
You know,
And I'll talk about Adam too, but that has to do a bit with the gaming stuff. So
he's
we get
doing
to that
secret
later.
agent stuff. He's doing secret
Yeah,
agent
of
stuff.
course, of
So
course.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
What about you, bro? I mean, since we talked last
So
time.
there's stuff in my week there's so much that's happened in my week, but there's so much I can't say on the podcast right now. That's the thing,
Okay,
So there's a lot that I can tell that I want to tell you that I will tell you, but I can't talk about on the podcast.
Sure.
Some pretty good stuff, some not so much, but just yeah, it's been a week. It's been a solid week. As I say, the kids are at home. They've got
Right.
Ty's got camp. Xavi's he's just doing his own thing more or less at home. There's stuff coming up for him that I'll talk about next week.
Cool.
Well, I'll tell you, but I'll talk about it next week.
Sure.
But yeah, generally it's been home. We just sort of just have our home routines and stuff like that, and just sort of I've got certain things that I'm doing that I can't talk about yet, but I will talk about in the future. Kind of it's weird because of the fact there's so much I can't talk about. And so all I can say is it's been an all right week. It's not too bad. You know, it's just been an all right week. I spent most of the week here in the living room more than any other space in the house. I've barely seen my bed. I've rarely slept upstairs. I've been
really?
on the sofa. Nothing, no particular reason. Like, you know, me and the missus having a fun on that. I've just been sleeping on the sofa because I'll come downstairs. I'll be doing something on the computer. I'll probably playing a game, and then I'll just fall asleep. Right there. I'll just be in the back there.
Yeah, okay.
Get comfortable. I'm sitting here and all my stuff is here. And I think that's the thing is that, you know, I've having all my stuff in one place. Like my computer is here, my PlayStation is there, the Tele is there, the computer, everything is here. You know, usually my laptop is there on the sofa. And yeah, everything I need is in one space really. You know, so it's cool. It's all right. You know, summer is going pretty decently. The weather has been good for the most part. The food has been pretty good. You know, I think we've eaten quite a lot of junk food this summer, and trying to get back into home cooking, trying to do something. So today I cooked I made some pasta with minced beef.
Okay.
And this is the first time in a while I've gone shopping because a lot recently Xavi's actually been doing the shop. So a lot of the summer he's been it's pretty good. You know, he's older now. You know, a lot of summer like
he has to start learning to do those kind of things too. So
he's a grown boy. He's getting there. So you know, usually Alex does the cooking, and she'd be like, "Oh, Xavi, go to the grocery and get this, and you know, for me, I went today and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get all these ingredients and I'm gonna cook a pot. I get to the grocery and I'm looking at prices. I'm like, bloody hell, it just keeps going up.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, that's the really the back side of the coin, so to say, when it comes to getting into store, especially if you haven't been there for a while. It's always like, what? That has gone up too. It's like those kind of discoveries.
Really?
It's not like, oh, so nice to see that is on a sale. Oh, that is quite cheap. It doesn't really happen. It's
nothing looks good. I picked up hummus today and I was just like, oh my god, hummus is so expensive. I used to get 2 tubs of hummus for £1. And I go in the shop and 1 tub of hummus is £1 something. I'm like, bloody hell.
Oh no, okay.
And you know, like certain items that I'm accustomed to picking up. So now when I go to the shop, I'm cherry picking. I'm like, oh, do I want this or do I want that? And so forth. Whereas in the past, I just, okay, we need these things. We'd have a list. I'd get the list.
Yes.
And I'd pick up the stuff and that would be it. Now I'm just sort of like, okay, do I need this? Am I sure I want that? You know, this and that and so forth.
True.
So yeah, it's pretty much, just life admin and stuff like that. I spoke to my sisters today on the phone. You know, I spoke to my brother as well. I spoke to 2 of my brothers. So I spoke to 2 of my brothers today, this morning while I was going to the shop. And then my sisters called me this afternoon and we spoke on the phone as well. It was really nice. You know, Ali and Erica having a wonderful honeymoon in Trinidad, it seems.
Yeah,
you know?
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
They look so comfy. They're just, every time I call them, there's stuff in their faces. They're just eating. So, yeah, they're doing pretty solid and so forth. I have barely seen Lex for this summer. I think he's just busy, you know, because he's got kids as well. He's got 3 kids, and and then he's working at the same time. So there's all of that involved. So
Okay.
we've spoken on the phone, but I've barely seen him. I've seen Ash. Ash has come around a few times and so forth. So that's been good, and we've chatted and so forth. But really and true, summer has been it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I've been quite okay with summer. So that being said, let's talk about some anime, because that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about some Tele, talk about some other stuff. I will hopefully be able to tell you guys a lot more stuff next week about my week, because there'll be more stuff to talk about. Anyway, so let's talk about some anime. Let's talk about the show that I've been watching, which is The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. So I started watching this anime fairly recently. Let me pull it up in front of me. You guys know that I don't remember crap about names and all that kind of stuff, so I'm gonna pull it up in front of me. I'm not gonna remember any of these character names, so better to just pull it up in front of me and just I could call names as I go. So The Wrong Way to use healing magic is an anime about, it's an isekai anime. For those who don't know what isekai is basically an anime where the character gets taken from the world that they live in into a new world, like go into a fantasy world or whatever have you, something like Sword Art Online. So I put this on Crunchyroll, and I've been trying to find something good on Crunchyroll to watch for a while, and I've been struggling to find good anime. Maybe it's because of the factor of how things have been and all that kind of stuff, but I have genuinely been struggling to find good anime to watch. And in that process of struggling to find good anime, I stumbled upon this, and I have fallen in love with the Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. It is almost satirical, but at the same time, it has serious tones, and you've got really witty, smart characters, and it's an intelligent story. At the same time, it's kind of cool and fun and bubbly and good art animation and everything like that. I think it is awesome. Like, genuinely, I am loving I'm loving it. I've finished the first season, 13 episodes. I've basically watched it every night and every morning, like when I'm having a meal or something, I put it on the background and it plays and I watch it. Or when I watched the last episode today while cooking. Actually, I was in the kitchen. I had it playing there.
Okay.
It was good. It's so good, and I enjoyed. So this anime is a 7.5 on my anime list. I honestly think it's a 9 for me. It's a 9 for me. It's almost perfect. There are a few things I would change differently, but it is almost perfect. It's a 9 for me. The main character of this anime is a guy named Usuto. So Ken Usuto, he is like your everyday guy. He's pretty normal. He doesn't have anything special about him. He's not like super strong or super smart or super anything. And he's going to school with these kids in school. This boy and this girl in school, Kazuki and Suzune, who are his classmates. And Kazuki and Suzune are they're like the head of the year. She's like the student president. She's like the perfect girl. Everything she does is perfect. And Kazuki, he's also a perfect dude. He's her second in command and so forth. And one afternoon, they're coming in from school. It's raining. Someone takes his umbrella. And Kazuki offers to lend him his umbrella. And Kazuki's so nice and so down to earth. And so it surprises Usuto, where he's like, oh my god, like you guys are like, everyone looks up to you guys and you guys are so amazing and so this, and you guys are just so chill, and they're like, oh nice. But the thing with Usuto is he's just genuine. He's a genuine person. He's just nice. He doesn't really, when he says and does something, there's no special undertone. It's just he does it because because this is how he feels. There's no sort of bravado or buttering things up for him. It's very straightforward. What you see is what you get, and he's just a nice guy. And so they start walking them together in the rain, the three of them, and they're chatting, and they're starting to realize, oh my god, we actually could be nice friends, even though this whole time they were in school, they'd never spoken to each other. And then all of a sudden, Suzune and Kazuki start hearing this ringing bell. They're like, can you hear that? And Usuto, he can't hear anything. Usuto he's just like, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, you can't hear that, And the two of them are like, there's a bell, are you not hearing that song? And then so he walks closer to them to try to hear what they were hearing. And because he's like a few steps behind them, so he walks closer to them, and there's this light that starts glowing underneath all them, and they're like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" Right? And Suzune, she is the biggest weeb, but all the time, this whole time, she's like this proper girl. She does everything right. She's nice and proper and prep. And then she sees the magical light underneath her, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's a summoning circle! Oh, this is so amazing! Oh, we're going to a fantasy world. I can't wait!" Blah blah blah. And then Usuto, he's had this image of her like this proper girl. So when he sees this, he's like, "Oh, stop killing my image of you! She's a dork, you know. She's like a nerd now." So he's like, they get to this magical world, and she is exactly that. She is a nerd, a proper nerd. She's like, "Oh my god, this is all I've ever wanted. My whole life I've had to be this proper girl and do exactly what people expected of me. And now I could be in a fancy world and be a hero and all this sort of stuff." So,
oh wow!
at the end of it all, Usutone ends up in this world as an accident. So what it turns out is that they meet the king, and the king says to them, "Well, I'm sure you guys would have heard that bell. You know, that's a song that the heroes hear when they get summoned." And Usutone's was like, "Well, I'm sorry, mate, I didn't hear any bell. Like, you guys summoned me by accident. Can you send me back home?" And they're like, "Well, we don't have a way to send you back right now. We'll figure that out down the road. But we'll sort you out. You know, you can stay here and chill, and your friends will do the hero stuff and everything like that." So they take them to this room to check to see what kind of magic they have, you know. So you touch a magical ball, and it lights a certain color, and it tells you what type of magic you have. So so Kazuki touches it, and his magic is light magic. It shines all bright and white, and they're like, "Oh wow, that's so rare and cool." And Suzune touches it, and her magic is like all yellow and stuff. "Oh, you've got lightning magic. Oh, that's so cool." And then Usoto comes in, and he's thinking, "Oh my god, I just hope I just get anything. I don't care what I get. I just hope I get anything, because I was summoned here randomly. I don't want to just be a pleb." And so he touches it. It's a bright emerald green, and everyone in the room except his friends, of course, are shocked, like, "Oh no!" So the mage who's helping them, she takes him. And she's like, "Come, we need to talk to the king immediately." And he's like, "What the hell is going on? Like, what's so?" So they're like, "So Usutone, like, we need to explain this to you. So there is this magic you have. It's like healing magic, right?" And he's like, "Oh wow, cool." He's like, "But you need to be careful. You know, we need to make sure that Actually, no, they didn't tell him what it was yet. They're like, "Well, we need to take him somewhere safe. You know, we have to make sure that this certain person doesn't see him or whatever have you." And he's like, "What the hell is going on?" Right? Yeah. And you know, they mentioned that healing magic is rare and only certain people have it and so forth. But at the same time, there's a reason why they don't want him. They need to take him somewhere and hide him, essentially. And then out of nowhere, this woman bursts in, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, no!" This woman with green hair, emerald green hair, like, and she bursts in, and she's like tough and imposing, and she's like, "My king," blah blah blah, this and that and so forth. And she's like, "Who's this?" And they say, "Oh, this is Usutone," and blah blah blah. And they cut the conversation about his magic. Like, no one wants to talk about it. And then Usutone, in his infinite wisdom, is like, so what's the deal about this whole can someone tell me about the whole, like, the ball glowing green? Like, can someone explain this to me? What's the whole thing? And she just, like, the green hair lady just looks at him like, "Huh?" Because she was about to leave. She spoke to the king, and then she was about to leave. And it's like, and everyone's like, "No, Rose, don't do it." And she runs and grabs him up like some kind of gorilla or something, and just jumps out, and she's like, "My king, I will take him and I will train him." And she's gone, and he's like in the airstream, like, "What the hell is going on?" In the end, it turns out that she is there. She's one of their generals or whatever have you. She's very important, and she has this squad. They're called like the healing squad or something like that. And what they do is when they have battles and stuff, the rescue team, they call them. When they have battles, they go out there and they save people on the battlefield. Their whole job is to save people. And she's wanted a healer who can be her second in command. She's had other healers that she's trained, but she is brutal. She is tough. So when they get to the house that they're staying at, all the other people there are just tough, big, strong, broly men. They're just like, "Oh, yeah." They're looking at Usutone, and they're so like, all of them just staring at him, and he's just like, "What the hell did I get into?" And you know, it gets going from there. You know, where she starts training him, and he starts to understand what's going on in the world, and it gets better and better and better by the episodes. And it builds and builds and builds, and every character has importance, and every bit of the story is cool and fun and enjoyable and excitable and funny. It's very funny. It's hilarious. I just this is peak right now for me. Best anime I've seen of the season this far is The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. To me, I can't wait for season 2. I'm assuming season 2 is gonna explore a bit of the backstory of some of the characters, because season 1 did not go really deep into Suzune's backstory, Kazuki's backstory, Usoto's backstory, and so forth. A lot of what the backstories that they covered was more on Rose, who's the emerald green hair sort of captain who trains him, and more about the kingdom that they're in and so forth, but not necessarily about the characters. And usually how anime story beats go is that the second season, if they don't do it in the first season, the second season is when they start to explore these sort of things, because there are certain things about each of these characters, stuff about Suzune and what is her story about, in the sense of her being so proper and so forth. Where does she come from? What's her family like? This sort of stuff like that, and why she is the way she is. Same for Kazuki. He's so smart and so capable, but at the same time, he second guesses himself all the time. So why is he like that? Whereas Usoton, he doesn't back down. He's tough. He's relentless, but at the same time, he's the everyman. Like, he is humble, but he does not, because he's so resilient. It makes him shine really well, and people are drawn to him. And it's a cool anime. It's honestly a cool anime. If you're looking for something to watch and you need something now, The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic is it. Seasons came out, last season was between January the 6th and March the 30th, 2024. So since the last season was last year, I'm assuming the new season will be coming out sometime this year at some point. Fingers crossed, and not next year. But yeah, so far so good. The Wrong Way to Use the Magic is a must watch, and I like it, and I highly recommend it. So
cool.
That's what I've been watching. That's what I've been watching. Raj, what have you been watching?
Last week when we talked about things we had been watching, I don't know, for some reason, it was something about, it was a movie that I watched together with Annalie, I think. A kind of a thriller kind of thing. Brick, this German Netflix movie, I think, which was quite good. And I think I, at that point, said that before we watched that movie, I said, well, since I was scrolling on Netflix, at least the Netflix version that we have here in Sweden, and oh, look at that comedy, Happy Gilmore. Would you like to watch Happy Gilmore 2, actually? But Ali was like, no, not really. Okay, so then we watched Brick. But then I thought, well, I want to watch Happy Gilmore too. And I will do that. And I did that. When did I do it? Was it yesterday, I think? Before, late evening. Anywho, for those, I'm going to almost talk about this movie as if someone that maybe don't even know what this is. Well, Happy Gilmore 2 is a well, it's a comedy. I've said it already. Interesting when you read about it on IMDb, and you have farce, high concept comedy, quest, raunchy comedy, slapstick comedy, sport. Yes, it has to do with sport too, because Mr. Adam Sandler, who is Happy Gilmore, is he grew up wanting to play ice hockey, becoming a Boston Bruin hockey player. That didn't turn out too well. He couldn't skate. So long story short, he got into another sport, and that is golf. So if you're watching the first movie, which might be a good idea before you watch the second movie, it usually is, you get the background story, how that came around, and how he became a really world famous golfer with an amazing career. And he met someone, and they maybe went on having a family.
Hey! Spoilers, mate! Spoilers to the people.
Yeah, that's a small spoiler, maybe. But what happens is the movie stops around there, and then the second movie, and this I'm going to try to. This is hard to talk about without spoiling things, actually. But let me put it like this: it starts when quite some years has passed. That I can say. Quite some years has passed, and there are some problems on the horizon. It comes from an event that happened, actually, that kind of put Mr. Adam Sandler, meaning Happy Gilmore, to the side of life. He's not doing well. He's kind of lonely in many ways, and he tried to find his ways. What am I gonna do and what not? And yeah, so the whole start of the movie goes into mode where he's like, yeah, he's depressed and yeah, has started to lift the bottle and drink and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this is a comedy though, so it's done, of course, in a very like
Comedic
fun
way.
way. Yeah, you still laugh at it if you, at least if you have a sense of dark humor as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I kind of like with Adam Sandler most of the time is that he's quite modest
Mm-hmm.
in his way of acting out comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like wah, 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 like big gestures, and it can be a small outbursts, but he very seldom crosses a line. It's more like very proper behaved. Not proper behaved. He has a very sloppy style here, but
he does have a style, definitely.
but do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I'm a fan of Adam Sandler, so I know exactly what you mean.
I kind of like that. And it works really well because especially when they have other characters around him that is more like goofy, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some really nice scenes in this movie. And I like it to a certain extent, even though I guess I even enjoyed the first movie even more.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are an Adam Sandler fan, I can definitely recommend Happy Gilmore 2.
Mm-hmm.
The question might be, oh, do I have to watch the first one? Or do I
Yes.
have to? No, you don't have to.
What?
Actually, don't have to. No, you will understand pretty well what's going on because it's kind of
No,
explained.
Rog, don't say that. Let them watch the first movie, man. It's good
Okay,
stuff.
watch the first then.
You have
Do
to
it.
watch
It's
the
a must.
It's a must.
It's mandatory.
Mandatory. What's wrong?
Forget what I said 14 and a half seconds ago. So yeah, something like that. But okay, so what can I rate the movie? I don't know.
Go for it.
I mean,
Let's hear it.
Yeah, first off, as you may know, I don't watch like comedies that often. It's not like when I grew up. We talked about that before. When comedy was really a strong genre.
Yeah.
With a lot of great actors and actresses, and also movies being made. But once in a while, for sure, I enjoy it, and this was definitely a-okay. It has a 6.2 on IMDb,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of interesting how my rating in my head or my heart has been following IMDb quite recently when it comes to the movies I've been talking about, because this is around where I would put it.
It's about a 6.2.
It's around a 6 out of 10.
You're right.
6.2, sure, 6.4, whatever have you, but it's around there.
Mm-hmm.
It means that it's definitely like worth watching, but it's not like the best you'll get. Definitely not. But it's kind of cool. I like the concept again. I like the first movie and the whole story around this crazy chap and the career he reaches with quite an interesting technique, being a golfer, as said. So yeah, if you want to check it out, it can definitely be your cup of tea. If you like comedies and also watch the other Adam Sandler movies, then you know a bit about the style that you can expect. I think it kind of follows a red thread throughout his career so far, how he usually puts up his jokes and everything. So
I think I think the best way to describe Adam Sandler is that he's a solid B movie actor, in the sense that his movies aren't Hollywood blockbusters. They're not game breaking and stuff like that, but they're solid. Like you will leave with a smile on your face. You would have at least been satisfied to some extent with his films. He's definitely got a style. I think you described it perfectly with the whole thing about like he's not goofy. He's sort of got like a serious undertone, but he is funny at the same time. And I think one of the things as well, like if you watch Adam Sandler movies, there are certain actors and actresses that always show up in his films. Like it's sort of like he always casts the same group of people. I guess it's because he works really well with them. So you see a lot of familiar people. If you watch his films, you see a lot of familiar people in there, and his films usually tend to have, good moral values and fiber and stuff like that. They usually.
There is another actor that you guys will recognize if you have been watching comedy movies. I didn't, because that is a bit of a spoiler. If I would say his name, because it's well known, and especially also
does it start with a B?
His character, that would be bad. No, don't read and say names now. Take away that tab when it comes to IMDb and Happy Gilmore 2. We're stopping there. Otherwise, this is gonna be.
We're gonna spoil everything. I will say
Yeah.
this much. You're the second person to tell me they watched Happy Gilmore 2 this week. My brother,
Okay.
did see. He watched, him and his missus watched 1 and 2 as well, and he said that they enjoyed it. And it was her first time seeing it. So she enjoyed the first movie.
But you watched the first movie, right?
Yeah. So
Good.
I'm primed for the second. But I'm considering doing the same thing that he did, which was to, I'm thinking if I want to watch it with Xavi, so watch the first movie and then watch the second movie. I don't know if I'll watch it with Alex because again, like our schedules will usually match up, and then we have quite a few series that we've started together that we haven't finished yet. So it's like starting another thing with her.
Stick to that first.
Yeah.
It could be a good idea to sit down with Savi and watch this. Actually,
yeah, I think
both,
so.
Like 1 and 2, yeah.
Because I like going back and watching classic movies with him because a lot of them he hasn't seen. For Alex, there's a lot of the classic movies that she has seen. We're both around the same age group, so rewatching the same movie that we've both seen isn't the same as rewatching it with Xavi, who's never seen it before, and I could like point out stuff like, so Xavi, back in the day, right, we had cassette tapes, right? These things is what people used to use to watch movies and stuff. And so like this thing here, right, back in the day, right, we used to have this. And you know, like it's different when you watch it with Xavi. Like, when I watch it with Alex, it's like, yeah, cute. I grew up around those times. I know what this is, you know, like I can't. I can't show and tell.
Like it's like opening open doors, if that makes sense. It's like, you know,
pretty much. There's no purpose to explain in the film to her. So yeah. Anywho's it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some Binge games.
Yes. Let's go.
Binge games. So I've played a lot this week. A lot of Binge games this week. So I've got a diverse sort of thing. So I'm going to try to burn through all of them very quickly, like. Right, the main one is going to be eFootball. So we'll start with God of War Ragnarok. I've been playing a crap ton of God of War Ragnarok on the PS5, and it's usually like my nighttime game. It's like late night, me alone, in front of Tele, Kratos, boy, you know. It's God of War Ragnarok is so cool, like because the story shifts. You're kind of in control of partially of Atreus and Kratos, and I like controlling Atreus. I find Atreus is actually easier to play than Kratos because he's ranged and, you know, you can dive and slow motion and fire shots off. And God of Ragnarok is cool. It is awesome. I'm still playing it. I will go more into it when I'm finished with it. I'm pretty far in, I think. I've got quite a ways in. Kratos' whole demeanor and his personality has changed in this game. He's a lot softer, a lot more understanding. But then you have that undertone of anger that still seeps right below the surface, that if you mess with him or you do anything to hit Atreus, he can just explode. You know, so it's sort of him starting to come to terms with himself and also trying to find that sort of peace within himself, you know, during this journey in God of Ragnarok. And then there's the whole side of Atreus, of him discovering himself, but at the same time dealing with a lot of hard truths, you know, about his father and about himself and the people around them. So God of Ragnarok is cool, and I'm still enjoying it, and I'll talk about it in the future some more. I've also been playing WWE 2025. So I've been playing on the Steam Deck, and this is what I'm talking about from a negative perspective. WWE 2K25 is amazing on the Steam Deck. I have a lot of fun playing on the Steam Deck, but the game won't launch on my PC for some reason. It's a bug, and apparently it's a bug that a lot of people have. I haven't found a solution to launch it on my desktop. My desktop is obviously way more powerful than my Steam Deck, but whenever you launch it on the PC, it goes to 100%, like 99% on your CPU. And then the game locks up on the start loading menu. So all you see is that loading thing going.
Oh, one of those. Okay.
So I haven't...
Have you seen, is this something, most likely a lot of people have had the same problem, right?
Yes, a lot of people have. I've been looking into it, but not aggressively. So I've looked into it sort of just modestly, like, okay, cool. So this is a problem. At some point, I probably will try to fix it because I enjoy playing WWE, the story mode by myself, the showcase mode.
Yeah.
But when my brothers come around, like Ash comes around and Xavi and so forth, it's nice. It's a nice game to play with a group. And so what I want to do is at the same time be able to play it, you know, on the telly there with everyone and so forth. So I do need to fix that and make sure that it's working properly, because even though my Steam Deck can plug into my telly and play on the telly, it's not the same. My desktop has better graphics. Yeah. So that's WWE 2K25. It's bugged, and just giving people an eye. If you do plan to pick it up, because the game is usually on sale a lot now, it is buggy on desktop, be sure it can run on your desktop, or at least if you push it through Steam, at least maybe you can get a refund. I didn't push it through Steam, I pushed it through CD keys, so I can't get a refund, and it's fine. It's fine. I'll figure out it because it's at least working on my Steam Deck, so I'm happy about that. If you're picking it up for Steam Deck, there's no issue. It runs perfectly fine on the Steam Deck. Looks great, runs great, is good on the Steam Deck. If anything, the icons are a little bit tiny on the screen, but that's Steam Deck for you. Anyway, so that being said, eFootball. So eFootball, Konami and FIFA have partnered, and eFootball is going to have their FIFA eWorld Cup next year, which coincides with the actual World Cup that's happening in the US. And right. So Konami have launched their eFootball eWorld Cup sort of tournament, and you can now play as your national team. But I can finally play as Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, exactly.
So okay. I have selected Trinidad and Tobago. You have to choose the country that you're from. Cause you compete. So I've chosen Trinidad and Tobago, and I've been playing matches and trying to grind through to get through to the finals and stuff like that. I've been doing well. It's just nice to be able to see the Trinidadian flag waving in the stadium as the game is going on and all that kind of stuff. And I've been enjoying the crap ton out of that. Just being able to see my country's flag, because it hasn't been in the game for so long. Being able to see that has been exciting, because for most people their flags are there, or at least for most bigger countries. So for you, the Swedish flag would have been there, the Polish flag for Alex, and the English flag for my family here in the UK and so forth. But the Trinidadian flag has not been there for a long time, and seeing it there is just like, oh my god. The only thing I'm hoping that they can do even more is Konami have a big update coming soon. I think we'll find out more about it the next week or the week after. This big update is supposed to add a lot more stuff, and because they have this FIFA license, please, Konami, if anyone from Konami ever sees this, please get the kits for the countries as well, because what they have is generic kits for the country, so the kits match the colors of the country, which works, but I would love to have the actual Trinidad and Tobago national team kit that they have on my team, like, because you've got a flag, but I love the kit. I'd love to see the Soca Warriors colors, and because also Trinidad and Tobago's kit is actually really cool. I'd love to get one for myself. It's so expensive though, but it is so cool. So I'm World Cup pushing, man. I mean, for those who don't know, I've done esports. I've represented Trinidad and Tobago in the Commonwealth Games before, and I am pushing to do it again. And I'm not to toot my own horn, but I've been playing really good. I've been playing against some pretty top opponents. I've played against other esports players who are representing their country, and either being even with them or good enough to beat them and I'm not saying that I'm better than them. They are, like, you win some, you lose some, sometimes I'm good on my day, sometimes I'm not. But I would love to actually, I can't wait. I'm looking for, I'd love to represent Trinidad and Tobago again, and I'm not the most patriotic person. Most people know that about me. Not super patriotic, but I do like, I did like that feeling of going up there and competing on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago and doing my best, and all that kind of stuff was pretty cool. So I'm kind of flipping through images trying to show you guys what the kit looks like. I'm gonna pull it over on the screen, see if you guys can. This is this white and red one. I don't know if you guys can see it there over our faces. And this red one, I would love if these kits were in the game. I don't know if there's an updated one, because I think this one says 2023, 2024. So there's going to be a 24, 25 one.
Yeah,
but
look at that. Okay.
It looks nice. I like this one. I like the away and the home kit. Even the goalkeeper kit looks amazing. So yeah, I am excited to try it out. To hopefully Konami adds that in the near future. I mean, they just added in the teams just recently, and I've been able to play, and so eFootball has been going good so far, in regards to that. Konami still have a lot of work to do to make this game even better. I have been streaming a lot more, which is good. I've been getting out online and doing some streams, which is another aspect of it as well. It's giving me more reasons to play. And then on top of that as well, they dropped a new Cristiano Ronaldo in the game. I got him for my team, and he is absolutely amazing. And it's just fun. It was just fun playing with him and just messing about and scoring goals and playing against people and live streaming it and all that kind of stuff. It's just been nice. It's been absolutely an amazing experience, and so yeah, eFootball is going good, and I'm enjoying myself playing it so far. I have to say that it's not perfect. Konami could do a whole lot better, but at the same time, am I enjoying myself? Yes, for the most part I am.
That's the
So
most important thing, actually,
yes,
even though, as you say, yeah, there could always be improvements.
yes, there's a lot of work they can do. So that's my gaming for the week. Raj, how about you? Have you been doing any eFootballing? Are you representing Sweden? Talk to me.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I've been actually. I think I told you. I played a bit less, especially now the last couple of weeks or 2 weeks foremost, since we've been doing more
You're on holiday.
vacation stuff with family holiday. Being away as well. But there was a date, which is now today, and also 4 days to come, that has been in my calendar for quite some time. I would say in the world of FPS gaming, it's definitely one of the biggest ones coming up this year, or 2025. And I'm talking, of course, about the Battlefield 6 beta.
Oh,
now what they've done is, because Battlefield 6 will be released in October. And it was a lot of talk before, like a month ago. Will they wait? Will they release it beginning of next year? Will they keep, like, will it be fall of 2025? And yes, it will be. So, I mean, since this is such a big franchise in the world of FPS, and they have had quite some tough times when it comes to the last game, Battlefield 2042, that hasn't been doing well. The community didn't like what they did, la-di-da. And now when they released the first trailers, people were like, oh, look at this now. It looks promising. It looks a bit more back to the roots of maybe Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 when we see the gameplay, and a bit more like to the classic classes that defines a Battlefield game, also for me. With that said, they've done like this. They have created, they have something called Battlefield Labs that you can sign up to, and some of these guys that are there have also been doing the playtest during the spring when it comes to the game. And what they also said is that if you sign up for Battlefield Labs, even though you're not in the playtest, like the closed ones or whatever have you, you might be able to get a code for these upcoming the betas. I thought I did that actually before the end of July, but apparently I didn't. When I came home now and checked like my login and everything, I was like, wait, no, I don't have it. So I was a bit because I know that Adam, my oldest son, got a code for the 2 days now, like Thursday and Friday. These are the two first day of the beta, but it's like a closed beta in that sense that you have to either have a code through the labs, the BF6 labs, or if you have drops watching the stream, right? Which is an interesting way to do it when it's like closed, because then Saturday, Sunday is going to be open for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And also the weekend after, like the next weekend, will be the same, open 2 days, like Saturday and Sunday. But I actually did something I've hardly done. I watched another guy's stream because it started like 10 a.m. my time, meaning like before noon. The problem is, of course, when I like once watched the stream to get a code, there was a problem with the drop. So I saw the bar, the succession bar, go to like full, after 30 minutes. You have to watch 30 minutes. But then it restarted. So it was like, and a lot of people were quite upset in the stream. It's a great streamer, by the way, when it comes to Battlefield games and everything. His name is Stod. But
Is he Swedish or English?
no, he's British actually.
Oh,
Exactly,
okay.
he's British. Yeah. But either way, so I kept on watching. I was and then like late, well, not late, but according to the succession bar, all of a sudden, oh, I have one now. So I went back, logged into my EA. EA, so you have to log in and have to redeem, and it's a lot of stuff. But either way, I got into the game. But the thing is, and I knew this already from the stream, and it was expected. Since they are doing like a closed beta before the open beta like this, and they have all these possibilities to just sign up for Battlefield Labs before the end of July and also watch streams for its drop. There's a lot of people already on Thursday and Friday, so hold on to your horses. Do you know how many people that were queuing to get into the beta?
I will assume it's a lot, because I had people messaging me saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be doing Battlefield tonight and this and that and so forth." So yeah, I would assume it's a lot. Because people asked me if I was gonna be on, and I was just like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, it's not really my cup of tea.
Bro, it was around 220K in queue.
Wow.
230K in queue. It's been millions playing it already. So what happened is when I got in, and this is also something, this is one of the first thing I will say that it's on the negative side of things, is that, when you start up the game, you get to this point where everything has been loading in, and you're in the start screen, which says you're in queue, you are in 200,021 something, whatever. And then you have a button saying exit, down to the left. What they haven't done is, because when you're scrolling through things and you're going to close something, you always get a screen saying, are you sure you want to leave the game, yes or no? But the only thing you needed to do to close the game at that point and ruin your wait time was to press spacebar. And I did that, and I was like, what? I had to go back and wait in line again. Adam did that by mistake. Also, we were in contact all the time, me and my oldest son, before he eventually got in as well. Okay, so after like 1 hour or something, I actually got in. What they did most likely is also that they started to add more servers. Of course, I understand there has to be a queue system. Otherwise, the servers that are existing, they would totally break.
Yeah. Too many people.
This is very common. But crazy. Okay, so I got in. I did my settings and everything, and I started to play. And I mean, as expected, the game looks great. It sounds amazing. The audio department on DICE are just brilliant. It sounds really, really good. Very immersive, very good sounds, and everything. But then, boom, all of a sudden, my game crashed. And when I play games nowadays, they very seldom crash. It's
Because
also
your PC's top tier.
on my PC, if I put it like that, because I have good stuff. Even though, I mean, I have a AMD Radeon RX 6800, right? Which it's not the newest, but it's a good graphics card. But then I get this message, and of course, I started to Google, and I went back and forth with Adam too, because he has an even stronger setup with NVIDIA, and he had performance problems. I mean, again, it's a beta. I can understand these things would kind of show up, but maybe not like a total, how do you say, crash.
Yeah.
I gotta send this to you. Let me see. If you want, I mean, you can show it in the stream. It doesn't reveal any info.
Yeah,
but
sure.
it does show a problem that, well, I kind of understood that I wasn't alone having this problem, right? But I could play maybe 4 minutes, then this crash happened. Sometimes I could play 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and then this crash happened. And I
Wow.
mean, I went into to see, I have the latest driver, I have everything updated. And even so, I went into like more advanced settings and tried to see if there was something I couldn't find anything. What I think is the case, and Adam at least said this later on, is that it probably which is very often the case when it comes to newer games, they haven't been back testing or play testing on older graphics card, for example, especially not AMD, because usually when they test
focus on NVIDIA.
it's on NVIDIA.
It's usually NVIDIA. So yeah, I get it. And I think it's the same. It's a similar situation with regards to me and WWE, is that it could be that it wasn't really tested well on, as you put it, the older graphics cards on AMD, because I have pretty much the same graphics card as you, if I'm correct, the 6800, and yeah, I've run into that issue, because there are some people I've seen on Steam that have said the game is working for them. So I think it could be that. It could just be it could be, developers not really
it's hard,
considering.
it's hard to know. Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, apparently there are some NVIDIA players that has like the similar problem,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't really know. It's just very weird, and I'm not sure if it's going to help if AMD makes an update for that, or if it's on. I think it's on DICE and EA's end, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's of course very annoying because I also put up since I'm not sure how long the open beta will be up
Mm-hmm.
regarding the week, and if it's going to be like the whole Sunday, meaning
Mm-hmm.
my time also late evening, because I actually put it onto my stream schedule. And of course, that's going to be fun if I have to restart the game every 15th minute.
Yeah.
Not sure if they will have something up for it before then, or if I come up with something, because you know how it is. I
Yeah.
spent hours. I've been playing, and I can say this: it was a long time ago, which has also been fun, of course, since I played a freaking whole day. Because when after I had been watching this stream like a peasant, getting the freaking key and also activating it. Sorry for the use of words,
No, it's all
but
right.
you know what I mean. After that, getting into this queue and waiting, which finally also just after an hour it started to diminish. So when I restarted the game, it wasn't 220k waiting. It
Mm-hmm.
was maybe 16,000, and it
Mm-hmm.
went down really fast. So I only need to wait maybe 2 minutes, then I was in again. So it wasn't like a hassle. And then later on, it went down even to just a few thousand. So I think they probably got more service up and running or whatever, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but even so, it's it's always frustrating because again, as Adam said, I mean, I have to my performance is I have to tweak. I said it's fine for me. I had really good performance. There was nothing like that, and because usually when there's something regarding, because I remember what's the case, I think with Battlefield 2042, it says something already when you boot up the game. When you start, it's like you don't have the right version when it comes to the graphics drivers or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I never got that kind of message. This that you just showed in the stream,
Yeah.
which
The
might
error
be of
message.
interest for you gaming geeks out there like me and Q. Uh, that showed up just randomly when the game froze, maybe after 11 minutes of playing or something like that, or even 20 minutes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I played around a bit with the settings, but that didn't really do anything. Like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. That was most likely not the problem. So that's, but what I can say again, if because now it was a lot of talk about that problem, but as a whole, I mean, it's quite early still. Even though I played many hours today, it's very early to talk about like the whole game because
Mm-hmm.
it's so much more to it. But if I gonna say something, I have a positive vibe. I think that they are really on to something here. This
Mm-hmm.
might be the game that can actually turn the tide and make Battlefield great again. A game that more people will enjoy to play and stay playing, if that makes sense. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the beta continues to play, and of course the feedback that will now even more players will be able to play, and then they get even more feedback apparently, obviously. So
From what I've been seeing of it, as I said before,
yeah,
a lot of people are excited for this, and people I wouldn't expect to be Battlefield fans. You know, some of my friends
yeah.
who play MOBAs and stuff like that have mentioned to me that they were looking forward to getting on this beta, and we're going to be playing it. And so yeah, I think I genuinely think there's a big hype for this game. There's a lot of
Yes.
interest. A lot of people are keen on it, and it could potentially be how can I say, a game of the year contender at the end of the year,
Yes.
depending on if they deliver.
Yeah.
If DICE and EA are able to deliver on this, on all the hype, and able to actually just deliver a solid game. It just doesn't need to be, it just needs to be solid. I think it will do a lot. I think it will get a lot of people in, and I think it'll do well. Me personally, Battlefield is not my cup of tea, or same for Call of Duty. But have I played Battlefield and have I played Call of Duty? Hell yeah! And would I potentially play this game at some point in the future? Of course. You know, at some point someone is gonna be like, "Q, do you want to play some of Battlefield?" Blah blah blah, and I might jump in, right? Because it's the same that's happened to Call of Duty, it's the same that happened with FIFA. Someone calls me up and says, "Hey, do you want to play a game?" And because I'm hanging out with some friends in a call, we end up playing. That happened to me. Was it this past week? I didn't even mention. but a friend of mine from in Japan hits me up and says, "Hey, do you guys want to play me and some other friends? This game that he wanted us to play. I think the name of the game is what's the name of it? It's he posted in this chat group chat way on Discord. Bloody hell, I can't find it. It is here it is. No Time to Relax. It's an indie game where you sort of like do life admin stuff, and you try to beat your friends and so forth. It's like £4, $4.89 US dollars. I think is the price for it on Steam. But yeah, jumped in and play that. So will I play Battlefield? Probably yes at some point, because of someone in a group that I'm in, or some person is gonna say, "Q, do you want to come and play Battlefield with me?" It's just probably gonna be Roger. To be honest, it's gonna be you at some point. It's probably gonna be you. Like, we need a fourth person, Q, for the party. Like, can you hop in the Battlefield with us? And I'll be like, well, I'm not doing anything today, so why not? So
sounds good.
So yeah, but the game does seem to have a big hype behind it, and hopefully it lives up to the expectations, because it would let a lot of people down if it doesn't.
Yes. I think I think everyone, of course, DICE themselves also are very aware of. It's like a break game, like break it or make it kind of situation. You know.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's big stake here. It's like it has to be good.
It has to be. I think it's a perfect balance that's needed for this game, because DICE needs to make sure the game is not buggy and that it's perfect. It runs fine. That there's no major bugs. I mean, games have bugs, but everything's stable. Servers are running on day one. Everything's perfect in that regard. And EA need to make sure that they don't over monetize the crap out of this and alienate people from that side of things. I think if they're able to find that balance, this could be it. But usually they struggle to find that balance, and that's where the problems arise. Let's hope they could actually pull it off this time, because again, a lot of people will be disappointed. A lot of people are excited to try to play this, because Call of Duty has been missing a lot recently. They have been missing. So this is the perfect time, and it's the same thing I said to like about eFootball and FC. Is that EA has been missing with FIFA for years, and Konami has had all the opportunity to take that momentum. If they don't do it this year, I don't think they'll have a shot again, because this is the perfect time. If FC is slipping, you catch them when they're down. If CUD is slipping, you catch them when they're down, because all they'll do, because EA is such a big company, all they'll do is, if they see any sort of chink in their armor, they'll find a way to sort of like weasel back to make sure that they can be top dog again. The same for Activision with Call of Duty. They'll find a way. So you need to catch them when they're not looking.
But it's also good then that we talked about competition before. That's important. So of course Activision sees now what's happening with the upcoming Battlefield 6 game. They're gonna be like,
we need to do something like that.
What EA did, and DICE and EA did, they had a close event with like big streamers and names in LA just a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. And what they did, and this was smart. It was not only like Battlefield 6 streamers and gamers, it was also some Call of Duty profiles.
See?
And of course, they were a bit lost sometimes. I had a bit of fun watching some of them. They tried to play like Call of Duty. It didn't really work all the time. But even so, most of them were like, wow, because it's very... it's good game design, right? It's like, again, as I told you, when some of these guys heard these sounds, maybe even for the first time, I can't imagine you haven't played a Battlefield game before, but even so, for the first time, like, whoa, and I got shot by a tank, and all these things, and so of course that's smart, that's good, because these guys will bring something positive or come home with something positive from it, and they will, how that works. Their followers will see that, and la-di-da, and that's how you build up the hype, and more people will be interested. And even though some hardcore Battlefield fans would say, I don't want those guys in the game, I don't want these streamers to play this game and ruin it, I can kind of understand what they're trying to say and mean, because I'm also a bit of an OG Battlefield guy, but at the same time, it's good when there's more people playing. It just is. And I think everyone will benefit from this, especially in the long run, because as we've seen and talked about also, there's so many games that fails, and just even good games that fails. and they just get on that gaming junkyard and not really doing any good for anyone. So yeah, but again, I will continue to talk about this later. We'll see what I have to say in a week from now also, since I will definitely play throughout this weekend. I'm gonna try to. I need to have been a bit slow now with videos on my channel this week and last week, but try to make something about that too when it comes to my first thoughts and whatnot. So we'll see. And to anyone that might be interested, but are getting into this a bit late and aren't that eager to play, but you want to at least take a look at it, then again, this upcoming Saturday and also Sunday is going to be open for everyone, which means the 9th and 10th, and then the following weekend, which is the 16th and 17th of August. So there you go. Yeah.
Beautiful. So I think we've got a podcast, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so too. We're close to ramping things up.
Leveler, I'm still worried about my laptop, and I can't wait to go checking it. I'm thinking about that right now.
I can understand. You start to get eager to see what's going on up there.
Yeah, I do. I
want to help you with that. I'm just gonna say thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. I hope you got some good tips when it comes to good Tele, both from me and Q. Something fun to watch and something good and fun to play as well. And as always, have a good week until the next time we talk. So with that, Muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. So with that, guys, as always, thank you very much for listening to this episode of That Beautiful Life. As always, you can find Rog at 40 Split Stress, number 40 with ISPL, ISH, SPL, ASH. He streams on a Tuesday and on a Sunday. That's correct?
That is correct.
Perfect. You can find me at LP Gavin, LPGRDIN, Garden Delta U, pretty much everywhere else. I have been streaming. And I will say the days that I've been more consistently streaming has been Mondays and Thursdays. So you can usually find me on those days. It's there's no specific time. It's either in the morning or in the afternoon. It's usually because those are the days when new updates for eFootball come out, and that's usually when I pop on to stream so that we can talk about the update and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot more hype for the game during that time as well. So there's more people interested in watching me play and talk about the game. So I will potentially, I did say tonight I might do a stream later tonight. I was saying that to my brother earlier today. I was like, I might do a stream later tonight because earlier in the day I was busy with cooking and family stuff and admin. But I would have been streaming now, but we podcasting tonight. So I will probably chill for a bit, catch myself, and then maybe I'll be online in a few hours streaming eFootball, and we can have a chat. You can find us at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK. Oliver and all that kind of good stuff. I've got some stuff to talk about Simply Binge, but not today. We'll catch up with that some other day for those of you who are interested in that. And as always, thank you very much for listening to this episode of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Simply Binge, or coming elsewhere. And what's something like that giving away for free. So, as always, guys, this has been queued for your pleasure. It's a wrap. It is a wrap. Wrap.
It is.
So that's the episode. I need to go check on my laptop.
I totally understand that.
So worried for it right now. So worried.
Yeah.
I hope she's okay.
Yeah, most likely. I do think so. They most likely know that you're very, very, very keen on it, and so hopefully they use gloves. Yeah.
My kids do. They do pest. They do trample on my yeah.